Hey everybody, it's your boy Big James, the Big Eye himself, and I'm back with another review of Married at First Sight. This is season 14, episode 9. Uh, this episode is just infuriating. I hope it's a review, but it's probably going to end up turning into a rant because I'm pissed off at so many of these couples. It's nice that one couple's gone. That reduces my time talking, but this episode was just, I don't know. I don't know what to make of these people. Uh, you know what? I'm just gonna get right into it. Hopefully, it doesn't go off tracks, but it probably will. The first couple I'm gonna start with is Steve and Noy. Steve and Noy, they're so stupid. How old is Noy? Noy's what, 27, and Steve's like 30 something. I don't think this is gonna work. Just on their age difference and their behavior differences. It starts out with Steve waking up in the morning and Noy is nowhere to be seen, and she left notes for him to do a scavenger hunt to find him. So he does a scavenger hunt in the park. He's finding all these boxes and he finds her. And they're talking and it's just like he thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, but when they're talking, you can see the difference in personalities, especially when they interact with each other. You can see that Steve is very much a free spirit and Noy is very much strict and rigid. And I think she really likes security and I think Steve likes to float. So I don't know how that's going to work out just off of them talking. I think she is also very got a lot of hopeless romantic in her, and I think Steve has a lot of practical, realistic in him. Like I don't know, it seemed like Steve, for what it's worth, he thinks more, and Noy doesn't think as much. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, they have an assignment from the experts to talk about love. So they asked, "Have you ever been in love before?" And Steve said, "Yeah, he's been in love, 5 times before." He said he falls in love with anyone he's in like a serious relationship with. And Noy says she's been in love probably once. Now I'm thinking if I remember correctly, she did moved like out of country twice, but she's only been in love once, so that's odd. Uh, they go to all the girls go on a trip to the nail salon together, and she tells the girls that you need to fall in love with someone's. What she said, you need to fall in love with a person's inner child, their trauma, and their beliefs. And that's when you know you love someone, when you love all that about them. But when you marry somebody, you're marrying into that. You're not just marrying the person, you're marrying everything they've been through. And you need to love everything they've been through too. Yeah, okay. They go on an ocean picnic. Now, this whole time, no, when they were at the nail salon, Noy told the girls about what happened with her leaving Steve over some noodles, which was stupid. But she tells the girl that, Steve got so upset by it. And when he was talking to her, she could see that he was hurt. And that let her know that he cares, that he loves her. Even though he hadn't said it, she could tell by his reaction that he does feel something. And that made her feel good. That's childish. That I'm going to fuck with you until you get upset. And if you get upset, that lets me know you care. No, that's stupid. That's really weird. That'll run somebody off. And if she thinks that's the way to go about it, I don't think Steve's gonna stick around for that. They go to a ocean picnic that Steve put together, and in the picnic he tells her that he loves her, and she's all happy and stuff because she had felt it, but he didn't. And I'm thinking Steve lying. I'm thinking Steve told her he loves her because the producer said, "Man, you gotta do something." But I don't think he loves her at all. I think he just told her to make her happy and to shut her up and to make the viewing public or whoever satisfied. But I don't think he believes that like the day is long. I don't think at all. And that's it for them. I can't think of nothing else that they're doing. A lot of these couples are doing nothing. The next couple, Michael and Jasmina. There's no way this is going to work at all if Michael can't calm down. They go on a picnic. It starts with them going on a picnic, and Michael's talking about the dog. So he brought gifts, and I'm thinking Jasmina thought the gifts were for her, but they were for the dog. What, Phoenix or something like that? And because he said, the dog means a lot to her, and I want her to know that I care about her, so I care about her dog too, because the dog is important to her. And Jasmina seemed like she was kind of disappointed because she was expecting the gifts to be for her. He got a lot of gifts, and they were all for the dog. Uh, but she's happy. She's like, well, I'm happy to know he's making the dog happy. They sit down and talk, and Michael said, we're going to talk about communication. And he asked Jasmina, what is the best way to communicate with you? And Jasmina instantly is upset and agitated. And she just goes off and like, well, you should just know how to communicate with me. Just talk. That's it. Just communicate. That's how you communicate with me. You just communicate. And you can see Michael is like, that's not an answer. I'm asking you how I communicate to you because I don't know. So saying just communicate is not an answer. And he tells that to her, and she's like, well, you need to calm down, which frustrates Michael even more because he wasn't upset. Now, if the way he was talking is what she means when she says he gets upset and yells, if that's what she considered yelling, Jasmina's full of shit. That was so much. He It was nowhere near to raising his voice. It was nowhere near to being upset. She is telling him to calm down, and hell, if he got any calmer, he'd be asleep. So if she is saying that him talking like this is what the big deal is with her, she crazy. No, she's not crazy. She's traumatized. She has a serious issue if she considers that as him raising his voice and yelling at her. That can't be what she's talking about. She was louder than he was. She made sure her tone was more aggressive than his. He seemed like he was taken aback. And it's another thing. Telling someone to calm down has never ever actually calmed anyone down. It has the opposite effect. Everything I said in the last episode, everything she's accusing Michael of, she is the one doing. And I don't know why she does that. There's something going on with her. Whatever her problem is, it's completely internal to her. Because Michael has done nothing. And Michael got frustrated and upset because I asked you a serious question about communication. Instead of answering it, you got irritated and talked to me like I was a child because she is straight up talking down to him. I understand she's a teacher, but she's talking to him like he's one of her students, and he's not. And as he tries to come back, she makes it seem like he's the one that's got a problem when it's clearly her. And it seems like he just gives up. He's just accepting that he can't talk to her the way he would like to. And that's bullshit. It really is. The whole calm down thing was agitating as fuck. They asked the question, have you ever been in love before, from the experts? And Jasmina says, yeah, 3 in a possible, like spades. And Michael says 1 in the possible. Now, the thing is, though, I think Jasmina, based on her, just the way she said it and the way she was looking at him, I think she was considering him as the possible, but he wasn't talking about her as the possible. He was just saying what she said, being cute. But I think she meant, I've been in love 3 times and you're a possible. Only he picked up on that, and I could be wrong myself. But I'm thinking she was calling him the possible, which I think is a fucking lie. I don't think she likes him at all. they would talk. She was talking about him need to be more vulnerable. No, he was talking. He went to see his he went to his brother's grave before he came there. And Jasmine was like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me? I would have came with you." And he was like, "No, I don't really want to get. I don't blame her. I wouldn't have brought her too. It would have been a fucking issue, a deal." And it was something personal to him, and it was like something he wanted to do. So he went to his brother's grave, and he said he has a problem opening up to people and being vulnerable. And I think that's one of their love issues they were talking about. And she was like, he opens up to her later on about all the stuff that's happened to him. The death of his brother, how his brother was the first person out of his brother, his father, like his mother, like all of them, like all those deaths. His brother was the first. And he said, his brother worked at, I think, Wendy's or whatever, and would always bring him food when he got off work late at night. And then one night, his cousin came and said, he's been shot. So he said he goes out there. Well, his brother was shot in the front yard on the sidewalk. So he goes out there. He was like 11, I think. And, he saw his brother there bleeding out. And it left such a mark on him. Like his grandmother, I think he said his grandmother grabbed him and pulled him away so he couldn't see it. His brother died. And you can see how, he was tearing up. He was breaking down because it was a traumatic moment for him, especially at a young age. And then he talked about how, his dad died, his mama died. Like he had all these deaths one after the other in his life. That's why it's just, him and his sisters. And Jasmina, she didn't seem like she cared, but that could be editing, or it could be just how I'm looking at it. It seemed like she really didn't give a fuck. And she said she didn't trust him. She didn't even believe him. I think what she's talking about that or something else. But she was like, she doesn't have any trust for him about his openness, his vulnerabilities. And what I'm thinking is fucked up. Because me at home watching it, I can see how traumatizing it is for him, how hurt he is. And that it means a lot to him that he's telling her this. Because he said he doesn't talk about it. But she wanted him to be more vulnerable. And then when he is vulnerable, she just kind of like, all right, sure. I don't know. I don't get her at all. I feel like he's trying. She's not, because she didn't open up at all. I guess she feels like she doesn't have any trauma in her past. She doesn't have anything she's going through or whatever. But she clearly is. Because she doesn't even know how to communicate. She said that Michael talks at her when it's clearly she's talking at him. She can't even answer any question this guy asks. But she keeps swearing he's the problem. Later on, she does something for him. She does Jasmina's gym. Because, Michael is a personal trainer. And Jasmina said, I doesn't work out. She doesn't work out at all. She doesn't do any exercises, which is incredible. Because she's in amazing shape. But she doesn't work out at all. She doesn't know any exercises, none of that stuff. And so she turns the place into a little gym, and she just dancing around having fun. And it's nice to see them happy. They're a cute couple, but I don't think she finds him attractive. I think, okay, I'm saying that, and I want you to understand, I don't think she believes he's ugly. I think she finds him uninteresting. She finds him boring. Because of so much tragedy that's happened in his life that he's gone through, he's kind of closed off. And I think she wants him to be more open to more. Because he doesn't club, he doesn't party, he doesn't go to the movies, he doesn't go out to the bars or anything like that. He just works out. And he made working out his job. So that's all he does all day, 7 days a week. And I don't think Jasmina, because she likes K-pop. She stays up watching movies and concerts. So when I say she's not attracted to him, I think she just doesn't find him interesting. Not that not that he's ugly or unattractive. It doesn't go beyond that because she always compliments his body and his looks, but everything else about him, she's just like, no. So I think that that's what the issue is. He doesn't even flirt with her. He doesn't say like cute things to her. When he talks to her, it is serious. It's for real because he wants information. And I think she wants to play. She wants it to be a little looser because I don't think she can handle serious the way he handles serious. Like her serious is intense. His serious is kind of like he just wants information. He wants to know stuff, and she wants to defend. She's very defensive. She feels like he's attacking and he's not attacking. And I don't think that's going to work at all because he's just a boring guy. The next couple is Mark and Lindsay. Poor Mark. And from looking at this, clearly Mark did not hear what she was saying in the bathroom. Once I realized he didn't hear or wasn't told what she said about him in the bathroom, I kind of was like, this is bullshit. If he would have heard her, he wouldn't be talking to her. It started out with them eating. I don't know what he is eating, but he's fucked it up because he just got this fork and knife, and it's like he's cutting the damn plate. It's squeaking so much. I'm like, dude, throw that shit in the trash. If you gotta cut the damn plate in half to eat it, don't fucking worry about it. And Lindsay said that this is kind of tough. I don't know what it was. And they start going off because Lindsay says, Mark is rude. He doesn't listen. He's inconsiderate. He's not. And the thing is, though, Mark is like, yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah, I feel like, yes, same. Everything she's saying Mark is doing, he is like, yep, you right here. But she's not registering that he's saying it about her. She feels like this is what I'm saying to you, and he's saying, yeah, I am doing that. It's like she is saying you're being rude, and he was like, yes, you are being rude. Yes, you're being rude. She was like, yeah, you agree with me, you're rude. And he's like, no, you're rude. She was not. She was just being oblivious to the fact that he was saying this stuff about her. And she says all their problems are on Mark. Mark is what's wrong. He's not listening. He's not thinking about her. He's not being considerate. And Mark's telling her we're a team. And she's like, yeah. He was like, but you don't act like we're a team. You just do shit with only you in mind. Which is true. Lindsay is not aware of the fact that she is the bad person here. And she says that Mark's life's all fucked up. And Mark's like, my life is fine. She's like, you had all these problems and all this stuff, and I'm trying to help you. Mark's like, the only problem in his life is you. It seems like because she's making a big deal out of stuff that Mark is not making a big deal out of. Mark is like, my life is not in chaos. The only chaos is you. The only thing stressing me out is you. The only thing I'm having a hard time dealing with is you. She doesn't hear that. She don't hear it at all. She's like, no, you got all this other stuff happen, this stuff happen. He was like, that's fine. I can deal with that. That's nothing. You are an ongoing issue. She don't hear it. She don't register that she is the fucking problem. And I think she said that, she started out this relationship, this marriage at 100%, and now she's down to 1%. And Mark says, well, hey, 1 ain't 0. So we can work with that. I love you, Mark. Because that's a cool thing to say. And Lindsay is insisting that Mark is on camera, he's one way, off camera, he's another way. Which could be true, but I don't see it. Because on camera, Lindsay is a lot. Off camera, I can't think that she's less. And she keeps saying that Mark is doing this stuff. He could be doing stuff, but everything she's accusing him of, we are seeing her do it. So it can't be problematic for her if it's her behavior. And Mark also seems like he is just bewildered and confused about what she is talking about. Genuinely. Another thing that pisses her off is that he is not having sex with her. He's not. And he says, because, I don't feel anything, so I'm not going to do it. All right. And that seems to be frustrating her and upsetting her and getting to her. And I don't think he gives a fuck. Later on, no, they asked, have they been in love before? And I think Mark, they asked her the experts, have you been in love before? Lindsay says yes. Mark says yes. Now theirs turns weird because Mark says, sometimes he's in love with someone and he misses them. He wants to go back. Like he says, I fall in love with someone and it don't work out and I move on to the next person and the next person isn't as good as the one below with before. So I want to break up with them and go back to what I had before because that was what I wanted the whole time. And Lindsay was like, no, if I love you, but we break up, I'm done with you. Even if the guy I get with next wasn't as good as you, I don't care. I'm not going backwards. I'm just going to find someone else that's just like you. I understand both of those, but I'm also very sympathetic to Mark's point of view of you don't know what you got till it's gone. They go out to eat, and Mark apologized to her for whatever. It's just like a shut the fuck up apology. It's really what it is. It's like, I'm sorry that you don't understand me. I'm sorry that, you helped me and I don't acknowledge that you helped me. I'm sorry. It was just like he was just apologizing in general, basic overarching things, but it made her feel good. It's like he was tired of fighting with her, so he was like, I'm just gonna apologize. They have sushi. Mark doesn't like sushi, but he brings it to a sushi restaurant because he knows she likes it, but he doesn't. He like, I've never eaten it, and he doesn't want to eat it. So she orders everything that they have that's raw for him, and they're like trying to make him eat it, even though he doesn't want to eat it. They were trying to play it like it was cute, but it wasn't cute. He really didn't want to eat this shit. But she's like, oh, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna teach you, whatever. And our last couple, Elijah Wan and Katina. Elijah Wan ain't shit, and he pisses me off. And I feel bad for Katina. It starts out with him sweeping up after the housewarming party because Katina said she was tired. She was going to bed. She said it was like 1 in the morning. And she was like, I just do it when I get up in the morning. But Elijah once said he couldn't go to bed knowing that the floor was dirty. So he wanted to stay up and sweep. Sure, that's on him. That's fine. But he gets pissed at her because she started sweeping. She felt like half this. She was like, I'm tired. And she's like, I'll just finish in the morning. Him getting pissed at her because she was tired and didn't want to keep doing that makes no fucking sense to me. I'm about to start doing a lot of cursing. And I'm apologizing in advance. But it's going to be a lot of swear words coming out of my mouth about this motherfucker here. Who the fuck cares? It was late. Y'all had just got done with a party. And she was like, I'm tired. I'm finna go to bed. You said, well, I can't until I sweep the floor. That sounds like a personal fucking problem. You do not have any right to get pissed off at her because you can't sleep. You don't have any right to get mad at her because your ass can't go to bed. And then he talking to her the next morning where he looks exhausted. He's either fucking exhausted or high because he looks fucked up. He's talking to her like she's a child. Like she's not an adult as well. He's talking to her like she's a teenager. And he's trying to get her ready to go out into the world. You need to clean up. I can't have a dirty house. I can't do that. And Katina was just looking at him. I'm like, she need to cuss his ass out. The whole thing was stupid. And I don't know how she kept it together. Katina is trying so hard on camera to not be the angry black woman and not to embarrass a black man who doesn't seem like he knows he's black. The sweeping, it's hard for me to describe. It was so dumb. And it pissed me off that he doesn't even care that his wife was like, I'm tired. That didn't even register to him. They go to bed. Baby, you tired? Go to bed. I'll take care of this. Because it was really only bothering him. They get the question from the experts who've been in love before. And Elijah Warren, like, it's hard for him to love. He don't just love people and all that shit. Katina says yes, she was in love before. Now Katina opens up to him and tells him that, well, he said he needs devotion in order to girl love. That perked my ears up. You somebody to be devoted to you. And she just said she just needs support. If you support her, she'll love you. This motherfucker here ain't gonna support you at all. It was just, and then she opens up about a past relationship she had that was abusive. She said, she doesn't cry anymore because her last boyfriend, when she cried, he would get angry at her. Like, why are you crying? What are you crying for? What's wrong with you? And make fun of her for crying. Excuse me. So she trained herself to not cry. And, Elijah one was like, yeah, I noticed you don't cry. And she was like, no, because I had to do that in order to make it in a lab relationship. And it seemed like instead of him being sympathetic to that, he took it as a challenge. Like, oh, I'm going to make you cry. Oh, you don't cry? Watch this. He is trying to do shit to her. He's not being supportive, which is what she had just said she needs support. He's not being supportive. He's not being comforting. He's not being he's not being a husband, period. He's being like he's trying to be like a teacher or a mentor. He's trying to break her down, which is fucked up. They go out, the men go archery, and he is just complaining about her. About how he doesn't like for stuff. She didn't clean, she doesn't cook, he wants his wife to cook. Motherfucker, if you want to eat that much, cook yourself. I'm trying to keep it together, y'all. He is just crying and bitching and moaning and complaining about shit that's unimportant and irrelevant. He wants somewhere to cook. Katina has already said she don't cook. She said, I will make sure you are fed, but as far as me cooking, it ain't happening. But he wants her to cook. Why he wants her to cook? Because that's just what he wants. He doesn't give a shit about what she wants. He doesn't give a fuck about how she feels. He doesn't give a damn what she's going through. It's about him. He wants his needs met, his wants met, and that's it. Because she's meeting his needs, it's this other arbitrary shit he wants. He has this vision of what a wife is to him. And he's getting upset at her because she's not meeting his expectation or his vision. That's fucking bullshit. Afterwards, they go out to where a salmon cooking, where the guy tells him how to cook salmon or some shit. And he's like, look at her like, see, you gotta cook. Like, Katina don't give a damn about that shit. She don't care. She's telling you, I'm not gonna cook at all. So they're sitting there and he's berating her and going off on her about the housewarming party. About how she had her friends bring the food. She didn't go get the food herself. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck does that even matter? Was the food there? You mad because it was delivered and she didn't go get it? You mad because she didn't cook all this shit herself? What are you mad? He was upset. I mean, he was highly pissed off and upset about irrelevant, arbitrary, unimportant shit. He was literally mad because of how the food arrived. And he's telling her, what kind of wife are you? He's telling her she's not a woman. She's not an adult. She's not a wife. He was going on and on and on and on, purely to try and force her to cry. And she cried. He broke her down intentionally and deliberately because she didn't meet expectations that, one, she probably doesn't even know about, and two, that are unreasonable and that don't make any fucking sense. She has a job. She works too. Just like he's like, well, I work days and nights. So does she. And she is sitting here telling you, I'm not finna come on, I'm not finna cook and clean all goddamn day. If at all. She said she goes out to eat or she has someone come in and do it. That's what she said. It will be, you will have food and the place will be clean. Whether or not she's doing it, don't matter. If all you want is a hot meal and a clean place, it'll get done. It ain't on her to do it. That don't know. He wants her to do it. Because that's what a wife should do. Who and she is trying so hard. You can see she is biting her tongue. I think she was crying not out of hurt feelings, but out of frustration too. She does not want she does not want to go off on him on camera. She does not want to be that angry black woman. And she does not want to be the woman that's attacking a black man. She defends him and protects him and supports him. She took on her own family to defend this man. She is into it with Lindsay to defend this man. He does nothing but put her down and shit on her. And she is going above and beyond. She is being humiliated, embarrassed, and mocked by him. And she's doing everything she can to support and uplift this dude. And that's fucking bullshit. He is so wrong on everything he's doing because she has not once said, you not a husband. He up at fucking strip clubs dancing. He called her a child. She's immature. That whole goddamn story about him with the girl and the mama, what the fuck was grown about that? He don't have any room to stand on. And I have to control myself because I don't want to fucking, because I don't know I don't know the full story because of editing. But it looks like, because from day one, I said this dude's going to be a fucking asshole. He's never been a husband before. He doesn't even know. It seems like he doesn't even know what to do as a husband. Remember the whole barbecuing thing back on the fucking first episode 1? He doesn't know how to cook. He doesn't know how to do anything. I don't like this dude. And I think Katina, I think she's going to fucking stay with him. Because I'm seeing what she's putting up with and what she's dealing with just for appearance. I think she's going to hang around to keep up appearance. Because he is too immature. He's too childish. And I don't know what the fuck. But I think her silly ass is going to stay with him. Because she don't want to look bad on TV. Because when she talked to Lindsay, when Lindsay was talking to her, she was like, you know, we don't talk on camera. She don't want to go off on camera. Even on the boat, she was like, I don't want. You can see she's fighting her natural instincts. Because she doesn't want to appear a certain way. That is doing her a disservice with Elijah. She need to go the fuck off. Those are my thoughts. That's not all the thoughts I have, but that's all I'm going to say right now. What are yours? Make sure you let me know down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. And I will see y'all next episode, man. Hey, peace.